Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason Alcott. I am the author of The Sewing Principle, and I'm so glad that you're here today. I want you to imagine with me for a moment, you're coming back from vacation. Maybe it was over Christmas holidays or a Christmas break, and it's that first day back. You've been away from the office for a little while, and you get a really early morning text from one of the key people on your team, and all it says is, "Can you please call me as soon as you can?" What goes through your mind when you get a text message like that? That's what I want to dive into today. I had this exact situation happen to me a couple of years ago. For myself personally, I find that I start to tell myself these little stories. I start to play out situations in my mind of, well, this obviously can't be good. Who would need to reach out to me this early in the morning? What could there possibly be that would be a good reason to need to reach out to me this early in the morning on the first day back, even though I have absolutely no idea what might happen when I call this person? And what it did was that it created for me, I recognized it, I looked back at the situation, and I felt this fear and anxiety, and then it caused me to hesitate. So maybe you and I are alike in that, I asked myself, why do I react this way to the unknown? When I started to think about it a little further and analyze my days and when these things are happening, and I start to recognize, man, I tell myself these little micro stories as I go through my day to sort of rationalize my actions or to rationalize things that I don't understand. But I find that I do this actually quite a bit. I tell myself these little stories. I fill in the blanks. Think of these other situations. You get a text message from your spouse, your significant other. All it says is, call me right away. Same thing, right? But this time it's your spouse. Call me right away, and there's no X's and O's on the end of that text. Oh shoot, like I'm a guy, I make lots of mistakes. I do all kinds of things. If my wife texts me and says, call me right away, I'm like, oh no, I don't know if I want to make that phone call right now, right? What about a situation like this? What if you get an email from your boss and it says, hey, can you clear your calendar tomorrow afternoon? I want to meet with you at 3 o'clock. Okay. Especially like Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock, you want to meet with me? Am I being fired? Am I, disciplinary? What's going on? My mind runs down this path, right? What do you do with those situations? We start to fill them in. And for myself, that leads me to these feelings of fear and anxiety and sort of slowing me down and debilitating. And I'm running these worst case scenarios. I'm sort of telling myself these horror stories in my mind. I'm not sure what type of micro stories or fill in the blank stories you're telling yourself in situations like this. But I heard this great line the other day, and it's really fitting with this conversation. The line was, our expectations guide our behavior. And then I thought about it in this context of these micro stories. Well, I'm creating an expectation as I tell myself these micro stories. And then because of that expectation, it guides our behavior to maybe be more hesitant, more inclined towards fear, anxiety, pausing, not necessarily taking action when I possibly should. And I thought that that was interesting to point out. Recognize that your expectations, the stories that you tell yourself, are going to guide the behaviors that you take next. So what can we do? What are some possible ideas that we can do to take our thoughts captive and actually be able to move forward positive? I think the first thing is obviously be aware. Start to look at yourself, analyze when you do this. What do you do when you don't have all the facts and you start filling in the blanks in the stories? What are you telling yourself? Are you always running worst case scenarios? It says in 2 Corinthians 10 verse 5 to take your thoughts captive. It says take your thoughts captive to be obedient to Christ. That's an action. That's not a passive thing. We actually have to actively do this. So we have to look at it and recognize that these situations are happening and then take our thoughts captive so that we can control them. We have that ability. We can control our thoughts. We've talked about that in other videos. You can't hold two thoughts at the same time. You have that opportunity to control your thoughts. So take action on that so that then they can actually hopefully lead to better feelings, because we don't get the opportunity to control our feelings, but our feelings can come from our thoughts. They can be dictated by our thoughts, or at least can change direction as we change our thoughts. So the first one is obviously be aware. Take stock of, what do you tell yourself? What are these stories you're telling yourself? And how are they potentially moving you towards or away from God's will in your life or from the positive? Take those thoughts captive. And the second thing you can do, and this has been huge for me, is to be proactive. When you're missing information, instead of allowing your brain to just sort of run wild, what can you do to fill in the blanks with the information you need so that the micro story that you're telling yourself has the most facts in it as possible, so that you're not filling it in with anything that's going to create fear or anxiety? So that means picking up the phone and making the phone call to that coworker, team worker that you want to know what's going on. It means, how can you connect with your spouse as quickly as possible to find out what's going on? Your boss, right back, hey, you know what, I'm so excited about the opportunity to meet with you tomorrow. Is there anything that I can do to prepare for the meeting? What can you do to alleviate any of those pieces? I find that by being proactive and jumping on it as quickly as possible so that my mind doesn't run away, the better off I am. And regardless of what you find out once you become proactive, you have to recognize that once you know more, even if it is a difficult situation that you're about to walk into or go through, once you know the facts, then all of a sudden you're the solution seeker. You're now playing to your strengths, which I believe is a big part of who you are. You're watching these videos You're someone that's a solution seeker. You want to find ways through the opportunity, through the challenge, through whatever it is that comes across your path. It's an opportunity for you to become more anti-fragile, to grow, to learn. Obviously, life's going to happen. Life's going to happen in text messages like this, emails like this, meetings like this. But once you know what's going on, now all of a sudden you're not there telling yourself a story. You're actually finding solutions, finding a way through it, finding a way to create more opportunities, to remove the obstacles, to come through on the other side stronger, more anti-fragile. So put yourself in the position to grow into that person and find solutions, play to your strengths by being proactive and finding out what it is that you're already missing, what you're missing in part of the story. So hopefully this is an encouragement to you today to be proactive, fill in those blanks, stop telling yourself these micro stories that aren't helpful. In my personal experience, the stories that I tell myself are often so much worse than whatever the reality actually is. Are there things that are going to happen in life that are not great, that are devastating, that might, impact your life in a big way? Absolutely. Do they happen every single day, every time you get a text message you don't fully understand, or a phone call you don't fully understand, or that meeting request that you can't fully flesh out? No, not every single day. That's not how the world works. It's not how God created it. It's not how he wants you to be in it. So I want you to be able to be proactive. I want you to be able to play to your strengths, be a solution seeker. Have an absolutely awesome rest of your day. I look forward to the opportunity to connect with you again next week. Thanks so much.